Hi, I'm Teresa from the Florida Barbales channel. Today I wanted to talk to you, just have a little chat and talk about the top 5 things I wish I knew before I started homeschooling. So starting from number 5. Number 5, the thing that I wish I would have known. I have been homeschooling now for 8 years. There's no perfect curriculum. So when I first started homeschooling, I went from one curriculum to another, and I was always looking for books, and I was looking for this perfect curriculum, this perfect thing that was going to be the exact fit, and piecing things together. One year I made my own curriculum. I went from one to another, and I kept looking for this, and it really doesn't exist. It's kind of like the unicorn of homeschooling. You're looking for this thing that doesn't exist. I kept looking for it and looking for it. I would bounce around from program to program and stress myself out about it. You cannot find the perfect curriculum. Each program is formatted for children in general, and if you're looking at them, yes, it can be a good fit for your family in general, but you will compromise in some areas, and you can't feel bad about that. You can't feel bad that you have to just go with it and say, this is the better program overall for us, this is the best decision for us, and stick with it. So that's my number 5 tip. There aren't perfect curriculums. Don't stress out about it, and take what you think is best and go with it. Jumping around, switching around is not good because it ends up leaving holes in your curriculum because different curriculums do things at different times. So one might be teaching multiplication at first grade and the next one might be teaching it at second or third. And if you move from one to the other, then you have the issue of missing those opportunities. So sticking with one curriculum and not second guessing yourself is my number 5 tip. Number 4 tip. Take a summer break, okay? So lots of people will tell you, take little breaks throughout the year, just go ahead and school throughout your entire year. I really don't like this. There is a reason why teachers take a summer off. It is for planning. It is for them to not get burnt out. And a lot of the homeschool families that I know who have skipped summer, they end up feeling very, very burnout in the end. I really think that a summer break, even if you aren't going to do it over the summer, I have friends here in Florida, because it is so hot, they do school throughout the summer, but then take their break in the winter when it's really nice to be outside. But having that 2-month break, having that time to really adjust, plan, and relax with your children and not feel stressed over school is really good. And doing it at a point when you are done with school so that you're not thinking about, oh, I have to go back. I have these tests. I have this to finish. That there is a sense of completion. And that's my number 4 tip, is to take your summer break, have that sense of completion, and really enjoy your break so that you don't get burnt out. If you're looking to do this in the long run, if you're looking for homeschooling for more than 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you need to make sure you have plenty of breaks. So my number 3 tip that I want to share with you is buy nice school supplies, just as if your kids were going to school. Don't just use what you have around the house. Actually go out and get what you need, even if it's desks. Fit your house to do school so that if there's something you need, the kids aren't wandering around saying, well, I need a compass, I need a ruler, I need this. You have it. You have your space, you have your stuff, you have it organized. I did a video all about unpackaging my books, where I put them. I put my books into bins, and that is from years of, 1 year I just put the books on a shelf and I thought this will be great. And no, it was not great. The kids just kind of moved the books all around and end up getting mixed up and put in the wrong places. So having all the school supplies they need in places where they know to find them. So having caddies for your pens, your pencils, your markers, all that type of stuff. Having a place where they all go. That is really important, and it's going to make you more successful because you aren't going to stress out about it. Don't stress out about things that are not important, like having the right amount of construction paper. You can get it at the Dollar Tree, go back and get it. You can restock it. It's not a big deal. My number 2 tip. So the second thing, each child does everything at a different pace. So with Veronica, I felt like everything kind of fell along the path that the education books told me. Everything kind of fell into timing wise, her reading, her math skills. It seemed like everything was going exactly as it should have. So as a parent, I was sitting there thinking, oh, this is just going well, everything's going well. And then Dave came along and he fell on a different timeline. He was doing math faster and he was doing this at a different pace. And I got really nervous because I thought, oh, this isn't going the way that the books say. But in the end, everything worked out exactly as it should. And I think then I had Jake come along, and Jake was reading before I ever taught him. He did Hooked on Phonics listening to Dave. He was reading right away. So at 4 years old, he was already starting to read, and I had done very little. I had just let him listen to Hooked on Phonics. It was starting pre-K year. And so learning that has really helped me, that the dynamics that are set out for education are just a parameter, and there's no need to push them a grade level up. I have had the thought of pushing my kids, oh, well, they're doing 3rd grade level, they're doing 2nd grade level. In the end, this doesn't really help them, because maturity-wise, you might think your child's mature, but you don't want them to have to be dealing with other problems and other things that older kids deal with when they're younger. Let them enjoy their younger years. Don't press them, and let them go at their own pace. So even if it seems like they're a little bit behind in one subject, they could be ahead in another, and maybe it's a year that they're struggling and you have to spend more time on something. So having that time is what homeschooling is all about, and also being able to customize to your child. So if you see that science you're really far ahead and math you're really far behind, take science off, focus on your math, vice versa. That is my number 2 tip, is just going at your own pace and really making it about the child. And my number 1 tip, the most important thing that I feel like we do as a family, is the fact that we're together. So I've seen a lot of homeschooling where they break the kids apart, they put them in different places and all that stuff. I think that being together really helps the kids, because they have one another to be competitive with, and competitive in a good nature, because competitive can be seen as something negative, but really they like the competitiveness. They want to finish at the same rate. They want to work on reading at the same time. I have them start math at the same time, so that they're looking at each other and they're thinking, oh, well, I want to stay in pace with my brother, or I want to stay in pace with my sister, so that they finish at the same time. And this really helps them as they're doing their schoolwork, so that you don't spend all day. I've had days where the kids, it's 4 o'clock and they're still doing school. And I found that if they do school in the same room, they actually finish earlier. And it would seem like they would distract each other, but really what it does is they notice what the other one is doing, and they think, I would like to be doing that subject, and it pushes them. And I also have noticed, especially with my older 2, that because they're doing schoolwork next to one another, they will ask each other for help, or say, I don't know this, and maybe refer to the other one and ask for help from them, so that if I'm doing work with one of the little ones, they can help each other, and they aren't seen as their own satellite homeschooling spots around the house. And so it's really helpful to have them do school in the same spot. I think that whether you do school like we do at the dining room table, or you have your designated school room where you do school, that's great too. Having them together is great. Now, my little ones, Eli can be a handful. He's not going to be helping anyone do school, but still I have him there with his Cheerios, because I want us all together. And there are subjects such as reading where they need that quiet space, so I do move them aside for that. But other than that, together, helping one another and helping us all stay on pace. I hope these tips helped you. These were my top 5 things that I wish I really would have known, because I had divided up my kids, put them in different rooms, done all that type of stuff before, and this is what works. This is what worked for me, so I'm sharing it with you, and I hope that it helps you. I hope that it really gives you, and if there is something that you suggest you think really works and is great, please share it in the comments, because it really helps everyone when we all share together. I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope it helped. If it did, please like, subscribe, and share. Hit the bell. You'll know when we post. I hope you're all wholly happy and healthy. God bless.